Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 21st edition of Things I Learned. I'm your host, Lorenzo Melcher, and for the first time ever, I have a guest for Things I Learned, Megan Clark. Thanks, Megan, for coming on Things I Learned, for the first guest ever.
Yeah. This is exciting.
And you mentioned, too, before the podcast, that you've been on all three of my podcasts, the Things I Learned, the regular Big Show, and Three Different Dads.
Yeah.
And now look at you.
Yeah, look at me, I'm a trio.
So first of all, everyone, thanks for always liking, sharing, subscribing, downloading the podcast, and whatever you can do to help it grow. And for this one, it is going to be things I learned kind of centered around
Like decluttering and organizing.
Yeah. So this is what you're looking for. A few episodes ago, I talked about that cleaning my garage and mentioned Megan's business. So here we are now, a full episode if you ever want to know all these things about decluttering. So let's start with number one.
Okay, and these are things that I have learned just by this process of me deciding to declutter my home. This is not specifically for clients.
Yeah.
But I think it goes along with everybody.
Yeah.
Number one, donating to Goodwill is perfectly fine. I feel like so many people are like, well, I want to donate and I got all this stuff together, but I need to take it to the Toledo Humane Society, which is fantastic. But if you're already overwhelmed, don't add one more to-do thing. Like, Goodwill is convenient.
Yeah.
Go do it. Because it's better than decluttering all your stuff and then having it sit in your car for 4 months, which I think you had texted me about before.
People do that a lot.
Yes. Don't let it sit in your car for 4 months. Just if it's convenient and you're not feeling like you can make it across town to get it somewhere else that is more sustainable, take it to Goodwill. Perfectly fine.
I just helped my dad. My dad had back surgery, and there was water in his car that someone else put in there. So I helped my dad get the water out, and he goes, "Oh, can you throw these bags back in there?" And it was bags of clothes that my mom had been carting around for the past month.
Yes.
So I put them back in there.
Yes. Well, put them in my car when we leave, and I'll just take them for you. I actually have another run that I have to do for a client, so I'll just take them.
How often do you go to? And I won't just say Goodwill, but just go to donate things.
I have made so many good relationships with people.
Yeah.
I met the manager of the Habitat for Humanity, who opened the one in Wood County, and then I met the one for Lucas County. So I now can call them and be like, I have big items, and typically they either charge if they have to come in your house or. And they'll be like, okay, just, we'll give you a discounted rate. And then I just add it onto my tab. So, like, I've built these relationships with people that have made this really quick and easy for me.
Yeah.
Goodwill, sometimes I do just take things to Goodwill because it's 2:30 and my car is full of stuff from someone's house and I have to pick up a kid at 2:45.
Yeah.
So I have to go to Goodwill. Like, it's just what needs to be done. But most of the time I do try the Toledo Humane Society. I have a good friend who works with Deacon's Hope that I will contact her and be like, do you guys need any? It's another rescue organization for cats and dogs.
Okay.
And I will contact her and be like, do you need any pillows, blankets, or anything? And if she says no, then it goes somewhere else. So, I do try to do more sustainable donations. Sometimes Goodwill is just...
And why don't people like Goodwill?
I think because they feel like people are profiting off of their stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it's either going to sit in your house and cause you to feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to sell it or you're not going to make the effort to sell it, I think it's okay.
Just get it out of there.
Yeah. Just let it go.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think Goodwill has such a bad rep, but it really has a time and a place is how I feel about it.
Okay. All right. Well, number two. What do you got for number two?
Number two, when you go to do a decluttering project, your space is going to get so much worse before it gets better. It's just like if you go to clean out your closet, right? Like all the shit's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it has to look like for a second. But then half the stuff goes out the door, half the stuff goes back in the closet, and it just feels so much better. So it gets worse before it gets better.
My cleaning my garage, not quite that, because my garage already looks like somebody put a bunch of stuff in there. So it's easy. It's mostly just picking it up. Like, all right, now this goes here, and this is supposed to go here, because things just get tossed in there all the time.
Right.
I would assume that's how closets end up the way they are. It's like, oh, we'll just buy more hangers. And like throw
exactly.
stuff in there.
That was on here. It's like you can't organize your way out of clutter. That was number 4. That's like, we'll just jump to that one.
Well, now you're just throwing everything off.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm playing.
Sorry. We're 1, 2, 4 is what we're doing.
That'll work perfectly. What is it? Say it again.
Well, I put down the saying is you can't organize your way out of clutter.
Got it. Okay.
So I put down you have to declutter before you organize, or all you're doing is moving your stuff around.
Yeah, people do that a lot.
Right. And it does look good because it looks different. right? Like, so
Okay.
if you move, I don't know, your book collection from one shelf and then you kind of move it over to the other side of the room, it looks different. So it looks better to you
Because
because
that shelf is clean.
yes, yeah, absolutely. But it's still a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that goes along with that is you're going to spend so much more money on products to organize that you really need than you don't really need them. So if you declutter first, then you're spending less money. And I don't know, another thing. I lost
All right.
it. I lost it.
So we didn't get fully done, but we decluttered a little bit of our basement. And what we did, because we had a bunch of random bins down there, random totes, and we bought the yellow lidded ones from Costco and got the specialized rack from Costco too. But I would bring everything upstairs, and we had a trash pile. And we really didn't have a donate pile. It was either trash or we're keeping it.
Yeah.
And we did like get rid of a lot of stuff, which was nice. Some is still sitting in my garage, but a lot of it got thrown away. And it did look better.
Yes.
So we were able to spend money, but at least have an effect of like, hey, it looks better. And
There
it's
was
more
a plan.
organized. Yeah.
Yeah. I just had a client who, she had a guest bedroom and it was like floor to ceiling in this one part of her room was all sentimental stuff from her childhood home that her dad had brought to her. And she was like, I'm not going to be able to get rid of most of that.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, that's okay. Like, we're just going to go through it. We sat down and went through this box by box. She ended up with 2 totes. 2 totes is all she kept out of this massive amount of stuff that her dad brought to her. Because it was kind of like, if everything is important, nothing is important.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be those things that really hone in on like what you want to keep and what is valuable to you. She did great. It was a long process, but she did great.
Is that hard to do with people with things like that? Because it's one thing if you're like cleaning out a closet or a linen closet or a personal closet, but it's another thing to be like, here's all this memorabilia from like my family and like keepsakes and all these things. Is it hard to like do that?
Not for me because I don't have any personal attachment to this
Yeah,
stuff.
but these clients of yours, like I don't know, it would be very difficult to just be like, no, you can get rid of it, but you don't have that attachment to it.
No. So my job in that part is to listen to their stories. I just listen to them tell me about their childhood or what this meant to them at that point. And then after they've gone through that story, I say, okay, do you want to keep this or are you ready to get rid of it? And then after that, they're able to make those decisions.
Okay.
I just listen.
You should mic them up. That'd be great.
Yes.
Like, hey, we're going to go through this box of treasures from your dad.
Right.
And tell me about those stories.
Yeah. That would be really cool.
Yeah. And then now you're more podcasting. Then they could, like, if they decided I'm going to get rid of this thing, they still have them talking about it.
Yes.
And they have that memory of like, here, we're talking about it.
Right.
And a digital thing takes up way less.
Yes. And we say that
space.
the whole time is getting rid of this item doesn't get rid of the memory that you have. So like, it's okay to not hold on to the physical thing. You still have the memories.
Yeah.
Like that's okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like I say that 80 times in an hour. Like, it's okay. It's okay.
Do you have other people who you're going through that process? I'm assuming there is. And you're just like, all right, well, we got rid of 2% of what you want.
No. Surprisingly,
really?
no.
Okay.
Because I also feel like if someone's willing to reach out to me and say, I need help, they're ready to do it. Like, no one's going to reach out and be like,
that's a good point.
Hey, come help me do this bedroom. But then be like, no, thanks.
It's not like it's a hoarders episode.
No, we've done, Rachel and I have done one that was a hoarders situation.
Really?
But she just wanted to declutter. She knew she was overwhelmed. She did not want to organize anything. She just said, I just want this stuff out. And we spent 4 hours there just like industrial sized trash bags of just let's go. It was crazy. We'll have to talk to Rachel about it. It was an overwhelmingly good day.
Well, good.
That's all I can.
All right, number 3.
Yes. Doing a project like a decluttering or organizing project with someone else is so much better than just doing it on your own. I love when Rachel comes with me on projects because I just have someone else to bounce ideas off of.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just, what do you think of this? Does this work? Or could we put this over here? Or like just any idea or thought to just bounce it off of someone else. So like bring a friend in. Have someone just come and sit in the corner with you. Actually, my kids and I, whenever I declutter my closet, my kids will sit in my closet with me and we play Is It Crap or Not Crap. So I'm not kidding you. I will try on a sweater and they would be like, crap. And
so
then it goes.
Just a fashion,
Just
a shitty fashion show.
Yes, is exactly what it is. So we call it crap or not crap. I'm sure in a couple years it'll be shit or not shit.
Or it's like, does this make me look like shit?
Yeah, does this make me look fat?
Oh, that's crazy.
It is. Yeah. So like,
Okay.
it's just good to have someone else there.
And a lot of times too, you're not looking for like validation. You're just looking for like,
What's your opinion?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then after, like, you could be, fighting isn't the right word, but like arguing about like whatever this thing is, and you're like, you know what? It's not that big a deal. One of you will say, whatever, it's not that big a deal. We'll just do what,
Right. Just get rid of it. It's
Yeah.
fine. I feel like I do that I also just sit in a corner and someone says, what do you think? And I'll give them my opinion.
yeah.
But I try to go into it with like, I'm not telling you what to get rid of. I'm trying to tell you what to keep.
Yeah.
Like what's more important
Okay.
to keep, right? Like let's flip that. So like,
More positive.
yes,
Yeah.
I have had so many people come in and like, okay, so for example, I was just at a pantry. A client was storing her pantry on Friday. And she was like, there's this box in the corner. We do a gingerbread house contest with my entire family every year. It's super important. I don't want to get rid of it. Like she was like validating it to me. And I was like, I would never get rid of that. That's awesome. Like, I love that for you. Like,
Yeah.
so like, let's talk about what we want to keep, not like what I'm just here to make you get rid of.
Yeah, because that would feel hard too. Is like, this person's here to make me get rid of my things.
Force me.
Yeah.
No, never. I call it the 3-second rule. If you hesitate on something for 3 seconds, you're going to keep it. And even if you keep it and put it away for a little bit, like 6 months, and then revisit it and then be like, okay, I didn't need that for 6 months. Now we can get rid of it.
Okay.
So just little things.
My when people ask, what's your opinion on this? My boss always tells me, and it's always in the back of my mind, because I always used to say, I don't really care. And he goes, that sounds really like negative. He goes, you should just say, I don't have a strong opinion either way.
Yeah.
So now when I do say that, we just laugh about it, because
Yeah.
that is my way of saying, like, I don't really care. But it sounds a little less harsh when you're just like, you know what, whatever you want, because I don't really have a strong opinion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I also like to do this thing, and this is just how my brain works. If I ask someone their opinion, I gauge my reaction on what they say. So, like, if I were to be like, hey, Dave, do you want tea or coffee? And he says, I want coffee. And then in my head, I'm like, that's the wrong answer. Like, then I'm like, oh, I know the right answer is tea. So, you know what I mean? So, like, that's another way to think about it is like, base it off of what my reaction is to your answer.
Yeah.
So, I know that's weird. It's fine.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's fine. It's probably why he's so mad at me all the time, because he's like, you asked for my opinion and then you didn't take it.
Well, give me the right answer,
Exactly.
and I will be fine.
I'm just basing it off of how I feel when you answer me. It's fine. No.
All right.
Okay.
Number 5.
Create your space to be functional, not Pinterest perfect. Like it doesn't, I mean, I know the internet is full of so many beautiful pictures of every room possible.
Yeah.
But functionality is so much more important. And using the products that you already have in your home versus going out and buying the entire Container Store to try and fix your problem is so much better.
I love a good container, though.
I do too.
Right? But yeah, you're right. It's you can be overwhelmed with containers.
Yes. And then they become the problem.
Yeah.
It's an added layer to it. So functionality.
But see, I reused things that I had. I save jars all the time. We might talk about this, but I save jars all the time. And now I have 2 salsa jars on my vanity in my kitchen or my bathroom. One with my left contacts and one with my right contacts.
Wait, are they old contacts?
No, they are. I do use dailies.
Oh, okay.
So-
okay, got it.
So I have one with a red lid for my right eye and one with a black lid for my left eye. So,
Well, just set them on the left and the right of the sink, right?
but now they're in a jar because
Yeah.
they come in a pack.
Yeah,
I got to
yeah.
break them, right? So now they're in a jar. And now what I do, I get everything ready at night because I don't like to make as much noise or at least noise as possible in the morning. So I do set out 2 little contacts ready for the morning.
Nice.
Out of my little jar. So
Yeah. See, it's convenient and it's functional.
At one time, I got the wrong contacts because my left eye is a little bit different than my right eye, but the contacts I got, they were both the same. And I brought them home. I'm like, gosh dang it, they gave me the wrong ones. And Andrew's like, oh, I thought you were going to be like, what? I've been separating my contacts into salsa jars for no reason.
Oh my God, that's so good.
So, no, they messed up. My salsa jars is genius.
I'm gonna need a picture of this. I'm really interested in your salsa jars now.
And it's the short ones. They're not the real tall ones because you can buy tall ones. They're short and they hold a
full pack,
a month's worth of contacts.
Nice.
Yeah. So
See, it's functional.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. And then I do have some other little like weird tips.
Some extra things.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, here we go.
Clutter is so exhausting because your brain has to ignore the chaos. That's why you feel exhausted whenever you're surrounded by just an enormous. That's like if you were to walk into like a hoarder's room, you would immediately be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Like because your brain is working extra hard to ignore the chaos to find what you need to focus on. That's where
now obviously there's people's brains that don't work that way because there's hoarders, and then like even in my garage, at some point there's a breaking point for me. I'm like, all right, I got to get this cleaned up. But there is an amount of filth I'm willing to live in. Right.
Yeah.
And then
I think it's different for everyone too.
Yeah.
But that's just the fun fact on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my last one. So in 1950, there were approximately 1,000 items per average home. Take a guess on how many items are in an average middle class home.
75 years ago, 1,000 items. Now, I don't know, 6,000?
300,000.
300,000?
300,000.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine what that takes to maintain that?
Yeah.
And I make this joke that like June Cleaver never looked overwhelmed. And I know that ages me, but like it was always on in my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
She never looked overwhelmed and she always had a dress on and she looked beautiful, right? Because she was maintaining 1,000 items. Like she's not worried about dusting every day.
Yeah.
It's fine. 300,000 items in an average home.
That's a lot of items.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Just looking around my parents' basement right now, I'm like, how does that happen? Well, don't look behind that door. That's how that happens.
It's Christmases. It's birthdays. It's the overconsumption and just what life is right now, which is perfectly fine. And I know gift giving is such a good, what is it? It's one of those love languages, right? Yeah. And it's amazing. But even if someone gives you a gift, you gave them, like, they got the joy of giving you the gift. Yeah. You don't have to keep it.
And that's one of those things. I always think about that too. I had this thing, whatever it is. I'm like, well, so-and-so gave it to me. Like,
but they got the joy of giving it to you. They wanted to give it to you.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
And then you can hold on to it for a little bit or just a couple months to see if you decide that you want to store it somewhere or use it or display it. And then beyond that, it's okay because someone else might like it too.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Before we go, we probably should have said this at the beginning, but I'll put it in the show notes. How can people get a hold of you?
I am on Instagram,
Should I look it up for you?
No, I got it. Simplify.and.sort is the Instagram. Facebook is just Simplify and Sort, or the website is www.simplifyandsort.net.
Classic. I haven't heard good www in a while.
I just wanted to throw it out there. I already aged myself. We might as well. http://
Well, great. Well, thanks for coming on for this special episode of Things I Learned.
This is exciting. Thank you so much. And I love everything that you're putting out and that you're doing. I love it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, you have been a loyal listener, and I do of everything. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
At some point, I know you're a big 3 Day for Dads fans. I have been texting them not to start it up again, but at least like come sporadically.
Yeah.
To talk about things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Emmy, if you want to come on the podcast, just email the Nerdball Podcast or have your mom text me.
She would love it. That would be fun.
So, so everything will be in the show notes. Check it out. Thanks again for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Dear Jane, chances are you won't find the time to read this or respond. But I just want